All right, let's try this again. We're probably live again. I'm not sure. Let's see. Yes, we have success!
You got it working?
It's working! I don't know. We had a bad connection there. Sorry, folks. Welcome back to Heaps Barnside Chat. And Fireside Chat will also be on Thursday. But this is the Barnside Chat, of course. Sorry about that. Sometimes we have technical glitches there. People were really enjoying your shirt. I saw a lot of comments go across the screen. Please go away. I'm introverting. Yeah, that was actually a gift from the president of the board, Kathy Fisher. She gave that to me for Christmas because I'm a bit of an introvert.
Yep.
We like to wear each other's clothes. I don't know if you have a spouse or a partner at home you can do that with. Happy Pride, everybody. We are at the happiest place in the universe. And we're so happy to have everybody back with us.
There's going to be a mouse that might want to fight you on that.
No, that's the happiest place on Earth.
Well, what is
I said
this?
the universe.
Oh, it's even happier.
This is the happiest place in the universe. Oh. We think you will agree. Oh my gosh. Okay, I still see people. They say we can hear you. That's awesome. If you're having a hard time, if the connection is a bit skippy, what you can do is you can check back at around 2 o'clock and you can watch the rerun of it, and it'll all be loaded properly. I can't control how everybody sees it, so sometimes it's your own internet service provider.
Usually it's ours.
When you're watching streaming stuff, and sometimes it is ours. It's tough to finger point. But we certainly have enough bandwidth to do live Facebook.
Well, thanks to all of these wonderful supporters watching, we were able to do some really important internet upgrades around the farm over the last year and a bit, right? So now we've got all of these connections and all of the barns that allow us to bring you guys all of this super fun content. So we hope you are enjoying it now that we seem to have it working. Anyway. And what do we have on today's agenda? Are you all flustered now?
I'm a
Just
bit
hit me
flustered.
in the face with my rainbow bag.
I'm a bit flustered with that freeze and that back and forth there, but I think it's all working now. And Christine has not messaged me a hot mess message, so we're good. I think we're good to go. If you have a question at all, you can put it down in the comments below. We can see the comments going by, and we'll try to highlight some of those and answer those as we go along. But let's take a question. There's not many questions in the question bag this week. I don't know if I missed an email, but maybe I did.
No, it's because we just did them on Thursday. Right?
Well, we did clear the bag on Thursday. There's not many in here. You can see your chance of getting your question answered today is probably 100%. But if you have a question, put it down below. We'll try to get to it. All right. Want to go for the first question? Oh, no. You have to show the rainbow bag.
You just showed it 7 times. They know what it looks like.
He doesn't like formalities. He likes to... You
all
can
right.
see. Look at him sorting them all.
Andy wants to know, do the pigs enjoy the company of humans? Some pigs and some humans. Yes, the pigs are very, very... unique and different in each of their personalities. So some of them are friends with everybody. Some of them are a little bit standoffish. We've got sweet Oksana, who really doesn't want anything to do with anybody. And then you've got a pig like April, who for the most part is super, super cuddly. She has her moments too. They all do. All of us do as well. But for the most part, April is super snuggly. So yeah, the pigs are very interesting. There's no real set answer to that.
No,
it really does depend on the pig.
And the person that they're with. Because,
sure.
you know... animals can, well, we're all animals, but we can feel each other's vibes. So if somebody's not having a great day, human-wise, and they come into the stall, there's probably a good chance that the animals are going to shy away. But if you're sad or if you're not feeling that great, sometimes they'll come close and they'll want to be a part of what you're experiencing. The animals, there's a certain level of empathy that they can...
With the pigs, mostly.
Yeah. That
the goats seem pretty indifferent. They don't really seem to care.
Tell that to a goat or a sheep person.
The pigs are pretty incredible in that way. Yeah, absolutely. Jen Kimberly wants to know, does Esther have a similar relationship with Phil as she did with Shelby and Reuben? Obviously, they're very close, but I was wondering if there are any noticeable differences.
Go for it. You're doing so well.
Noticeable differences. Well, I wouldn't say there's noticeable differences per se. Yeah, she's super close with Phil. The only thing I would say that I don't see happen as much as used to happen is kisses. Phil doesn't give Esther kisses the way that Shelby did. He's more like Reuben in that sense, in that he gives like these little tiny tongue touch kisses to you. He's not such a big face soaker like Shelby was. If you just asked Shelby for a kiss, she would cover your face in kisses. And Phil is not the same way, but he cuddles with her. He loves to cuddle with her. If we're not inside and sitting somewhere that he can be close to us, then you'll find him on her bed because he likes to be near somebody. And Esther's the same. She likes to be with somebody as well. The last little while, and I'm sure you guys saw the photos of her on the couch again, she just wanted to be close to everybody. So we were in the living room, we're on the couch. That's where she wants to be. That's where Phil wants to be. They're pretty awesome to watch together. And Phil gets so ridiculously excited anytime she goes outside. So anytime Esther goes outside or Esther's going walkies, Phil gets super excited about it and always wants to be right there and with her and doing whatever she's doing. So yeah, they're awesome.
Let's take a question from the chat board live right now. Can the sheep and the pigs be in the same pasture? Yeah, they can be. We prefer that they don't be. It's best that they stick with their herds and the specific groups that we have. That's because not everybody understands how it is to be each other. Like the sheep don't understand what it's like to be a pig, and the pig don't understand what it's like to be a sheep, and that can get you in trouble. And when I say that can get you in trouble, I mean like the sheep would stick their heads somewhere that they shouldn't, and the pigs are so much larger than they are. Just even shoving a sheep off or a goat or that can cause problems. So we have decided here to keep separate species herds, and that way it'll also help with our rotational grazing and the safety for the spaces that we provide. Because some of the spaces are not safe for all species. What's safe for a goat and a sheep is not going to be safe for a cow, let's call it. So, and with the separations that we've got provided, we're able to provide more safety and better enrichment. So, there you have it.
Species-specific enrichment. Yeah.
Yes.
Have you ever been able, or have you ever not been able to locate a resident during night check? And if yes, what is the procedure for a missing animal?
So, I mean...
Oh my God! Somebody,
It's never been a large resident, thankfully.
It was that one time they went
because that would mean that there has been a cow escape. That was many years ago.
That wasn't a night check, though. That was a day check where all of a sudden somebody was like, hey, are those your cows a mile up the road?
So the biggest thing is we call the volunteer coordinator. I mean, we'll work on site with the folks that are here initially for the first hour. If we can't find them, then we'll call the volunteer coordinator that will be on site to help find them out. Yes. Friends, I see that it's freezing a lot. This is freezing a lot, guys. Lorraine, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. It might, for everybody that's having freezing problems.
Just a bad internet day.
Yeah, check back. We're super sorry. It's there's nothing that I can do about that. Go ahead.
Okay, question from India. Phil sleeps so adorably close to Esther. Does she ever kick him in her sleep? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And both other ways, too. Phil sometimes will be laying between her, and he'll want to stretch out, as dogs do, and he'll kick Esther. So, yeah, absolutely. They both do their fair share of kicking each other in their sleep. Never anything serious, but, yeah, definitely they do jostle a lot. Esther gets a lot of the Jimmy legs, so she runs a lot in her sleep, eh? A lot of walking and a lot of running in her sleep, which is adorable. From Hazel. Does Esther get on with any of the female pigs, or are they all hussies?
I'm not going to answer that.
Hussies! They're all hussies.
Somebody says here, when you guys do calendars for next year, can you please put statutory holidays on them? Well, our audience is from all around the world, so the stat holidays in your area wouldn't be the same stat holidays as our area, so we opted to not put stat holidays on the calendar. Same thing goes for people that really want us to make license plate covers. Not from the inside, from the outside. There's so many different kinds of license plates. Like the size of license plates here in Canada is different than the license plates in Europe and China, etc. It's all different. So
and phone cases. Remember that was another thing too. Phone cases. Yeah. You can't keep up with how fast the phones change.
Just goes goes so far. So.
Bumper stickers we can do. Bumper stickers are easy.
For anybody that wants to receive all of the information that is Heath's, if you could head on over to the website and sign up to become to subscribe to the monthly newsletter. And from the website you can also become a monthly supporter. You can see all of the activities that are going on. You can read about any of the residents that are here, past and present. A great way is to sign up for the monthly newsletter. This space is a scary space, Facebook, and that's where all of our supporters are from typically. And if there was one day where Facebook went down and we couldn't reach you, the next best way that we could reach you is with the newsletter. So
Yep.
if you go over there, that also helps with our contingency planning of being able to reach all of our supporters when we need to. Also, if head on up and just click on the follow button and make sure that you keep your news feed propagated with all that is happily ever Esther Farm. Look at that. Is that all the questions?
That's it.
Oh my. All that is all the questions.
That
So
was
we're-
it. There was like 4.
So that's it. There's 4 questions. So let's see if I can find some more questions on the board. And then we've got some news to cover. I imagine the pigs would not appreciate a headbutt from Diablo. Yes, that's right, Megan.
Yeah, exactly.
They do not. What's wrong?
Just moving over a touch.
Oh.
Stepping on my toes.
Is the Heath snapping turtle still around?
Yes, we haven't seen the Heath snapping turtle in a while. But yeah, we know that there was a nest actually. We just saw a post, remember I was telling you yesterday, somebody posted that the nest, the turtles have built a nest again on the road just outside of our driveway to the left-hand side. Same place they built last year. So we're assuming it's the turtle from our little stretch of stream. Maybe it's the turtle from across the road. But yeah, we assume that the turtles are close by. We've seen beaver recently. We saw beaver just a few weeks ago. So the beaver's still kicking around out in the river, which is amazing. Love that we have a beaver.
Last week we released the video on the Bluebell Memorial Trail, and yeah, it is doing really well this week. We got a little bit of rain and some things have perked up a little bit. You can dedicate a Bluebell on the Memorial Trail still. You can head on over to the Heath's store. Where is Cornelius? We miss him. Hey Fanny, Cornelius is a fair weather bird, and he is definitely inside right now because it is so hot out. Steve is bad mouthing goats. Yes, he was bad mouthing goats.
Remember Catherine when we first got Catherine and we had George and William. George was the tiniest little thing, and you would hear George and William screaming bloody murder in the forest because Catherine had jumped the fence and left and would come back to the barn to try to get snacks, and she was hilarious abandoning them in the field, and they couldn't get out. I don't know why she could do it and the rest of them couldn't, but she left them all the time. She just couldn't care less. She'd walk away from her tiny little baby there and go and get herself food, not a care in the world. So yeah, she was hilarious, very indifferent.
Eileen wants to know how Sammy, does he still have a herd? Oh yes, he is still very much a part of that herd. He's huge. He's huge. I saw a photo of him the other day and he looks so much like Len. He is so big. Sammy's he's bigger than April now.
He's got to be 600 pounds, at least 650.
Yeah, I'll have to check that.
Yeah,
maybe not 650. Probably 5 1/4, 550. Yeah, it's Sammy is doing really, really well. Friends that received an email this morning about that's a little high. The $100,000 Summer Sparkle campaign, and we are at $10,000 raised so far of the $100,000.
What a great start.
And it's an amazing start. And it's important to note that the accounting on this was for 3 and a little bit days. There's a lag in how we
Till
get
Friday, right? That
information.
stopped on Friday. So everything that's come in over the weekend and today is not showing up on that total yet. So well, I think we know it's actually a little bit higher than that. We just need to get it all confirmed and verified by account and share it with you guys. So yeah, it's been off to a really, really good start. We're super, super happy with how things are going so far, and we're going to do some really awesome stuff with all of this cash. So
the $100,000 is the goal, and we're looking to raise that by June the 30th, and it's for medical care and shelter. And if we turn the camera
just a little bit,
just a wee bit this way, there's where all of my waking moments they go to thinking about this building right here. And this building is going to be the location of the quarantine and recovery suites. And with the quarantine and recovery suites, it's going to help out the majority of the residents that are here when they
pretty
arrive.
much everybody can benefit from it. The little ones to the big heads, everybody.
Absolutely. And we're looking for part of the $100,000 goal is to convert this building and get it ready for some therapies that we'll be able to do on site. COVID has presented some challenges with appointments, availability, caregivers being able to be present. There's a whole litany of issues, as I'm sure you're experiencing also, that COVID has brought about. So being able to have a clean space separate from the barn, really super quiet and clean, is the next essential move that we believe will push our individual care program beyond.
Yep. There's a lot of stuff we have to leave the farm for right now to get done, especially when it comes to therapies and physical therapies and that sort of stuff, which is costly and time consuming and stressful on the animals. Transporting the residents is always a challenge, whether it's a duck or it's a pig or a cow. So it'll be really, really nice to be able to do so much stuff right here on the farm. It's going to be amazing and will long-term save a whole lot of money in bed costs and therapy costs. So very exciting.
So with the $31,000, that doesn't sound like a huge amount of money, but to us, it's the world. And $31,000 will take this building, it'll add some windows to it, it'll add another human door to it, it'll insulate the whole building inside and out, and we'll be able to have a heated or an air-conditioned cooled space, all under our control, of course. And the meds room and the feed room will also get a small corner of that building, so that the food prep is all clean and sterile, and same thing for the meds. We are all looking so forward to that, and no donation is too small when it comes to trying to accomplish a goal of raising $100,000. It's going to take a lot of friends and a lot of excitement to get it done. So what's going to happen with
all of the junk that's currently in that building?
Yeah, all of the stuff that's in the building behind us that we want to change into the quarantine, and recovery suite. We want to have put into the building there that you see. We're going to purchase a few used shipping containers, and we're going to upcycle them, recycle them into a drive-in shed like that, where the tractor can be parked, where the lawn equipment can be parked, and the containers will get a simple mod done to them so that there's a roll-up door within the covered building, and all of the accoutrements that are inside this building now, such as tools and spare parts, cleaning supplies, all of that's going to be put into the shipping containers. So there's just an idea of what it's going to look like.
Also provides cover for the tractor and for all of our other big pieces of equipment and the attachments that we use for the tractor. So yeah, that's a really, really awesome space. That's going to be such a great thing to have on the property.
Yeah, you can see there is in the price of the cover only. That's not including the shipping containers. So it's about $12,000 Canadian, and then we have to assume there's some money for setup, site prep, and then of course the placement of the containers. So that's one of the projects. Well, actually that's two projects together as one. Of course there's some other things that have come up unexpected around the farm, such as the tractor breaking, the bridge rotting out, lumber expenses going through the roof. Supply and demand has really messed with the price of a lot of consumables, that being lumber.
Yeah, it really is nuts. If you guys haven't noticed the price, and I mean, not a lot of people would never keep up on the price of a 2x4. Why would you? But they're almost 3 times the price that they were this time last year. You know, it's absolutely insane how much those prices have changed. So quotes that we got, to build our barn, to build the cow barn, which we campaigned for our Holiday Magic campaign. That quote now is completely irrelevant because of these changes in lumber. It is just going to cost so much more money than we had planned and budgeted for, but we will get it sorted out. Hello, Nana.
Hello, Nana Sela. Nana Sela is from Finland. We love you. Nice to see you. Are animals sleeping outside now in the hot summer? Yes, they are. Absolutely.
Yep. Some of them, the pigs are funny on the hot days, eh? You'll notice the pigs disappear in the middle of the day. They don't want to be out in the hot sun. But yeah, the goats and sheep love this weather. It was funny, actually, last night watching Jen, one of our caregivers, our lovely caregivers, trying to get one of the sheep into the barn. It was Moose, right? Moose did not want to go to bed last night. He wanted to stay outside and enjoy the pasture, and Jen couldn't open the barn door to go and get Moose and bring him in, because then everybody else would come out. So it was hilarious watching poor Jen. Derek went and helped her. Yeah. We're not terrible people.
There was also another... Moose
Derek,
did not want
Derek
to go in
did
the
go
barn
help her.
because George was being a bit of a jerk last night. So rightfully so. He didn't want to go in the barn. So
Yeah.
we had to provide alternate sleeping arrangements for George. So George...
He went with Uncle Diablo.
Yeah, George went and slept with Boisterous Diablo for the evening. That way everybody gets a good night's rest. We're in the middle of our 100,000...
Including Jen, who must have been exhausted.
Oh, yeah. Pulling. A good way to make a goat move forward is to touch their bum. If you just take one finger and you just touch them on the bum. So you have one person holding the horns.
That'll get
or
me to
the-
move too.
the
I don't know who
lead,
that doesn't
and
get to
one
move.
person touching the bum, and they automatically go really close. Could you plant a tree closer to the main bog? Yeah, sure, we could do that. We can do anything here. We envision.
Yeah, trees is something...
Or would the bog just
yeah,
end up encompassing it? So there is a tree there planted now, and we imagine putting one of those sails, those shade sails, out and over it. Pigs are really hard on trying to grow anything. You have to fence it off completely so they can't get at it. The surface roots of the trees, etc., they get all rooted up. So it's a good question, but we are going to put a shade sail out there because we want everybody to be super.
And we would love to get planting
comfortable.
some good, proper hardwood, long-term trees in those pastures so that they will grow over time into big, beautiful shade-providing trees. It's just been one of those things. There's so much stuff to get done that stuff like that tends to go down on the priority list a little bit. So it's easier to put up a sunshade than it is to nurture a tree along. So we've gone with the sunshade route for now, but hopefully, we'll get to that soon and start really being able to improve those pastures with some nice, big, gorgeous shade trees.
So the building behind us, we are getting it ready for physical therapies and a clean space to perform on-site stitch-ups. And but one of the things that we are preparing this space for is one of these things right here, and it's called an Aqua Pacer, and it's basically a treadmill, an underwater treadmill. With the underwater treadmill, it provides resistance. If you just have a little bit of water in it, it provides just a little bit of resistance, but you can fill it all the way up to the top. And as you can see, it's big enough for a horse, which means that it's small enough for a duck, or it's big enough for a duck. Whoops. So the Aqua Pacer is an amazing piece of equipment, and the Aqua Pacer is about $150,000 US for one that has
not part of this campaign.
No, it's not part of this
sadly.
campaign, but it is something that we will be watching Kijiji and Craigslist for to see if anything comes up that's perhaps used, and we'll be keeping
and in steps. We've got to get things ready for it.
Yeah.
If we had an Aqua Pacer get delivered here today, we have nowhere to put it. We're not able to operate it. It's of no use to us. So getting that space ready and getting it prepared so that when we are ready for that Aqua Pacer, it will be plug and play and it will be used probably many times a day. I know Andrea's super excited, and we have so many residents that would benefit from that kind of therapy, including Moose, as he's getting a little bit older and his arthritis kicks in. Donna goes up to OVC regularly, and that's actually the exact same device that she uses at OVC. So yeah, being able to stop taking her there will, of course, like we've said, not only save money for the sanctuary, but of course be easier on Donna. We can have her in it more often, and we can get even better benefits from it. So yeah, it's a really, really awesome piece of equipment that we would love to have in place here.
We are cleaning up the farm, getting ready for actually two new pastures that are going in, a forest pasture and sort of a mixed brush pasture. This pasture right here is a forest pasture going in. The pigs will have access to it. It's about 150 fence posts all put in perfectly straight by Kevin's maintenance team. They're all cemented in, and we have so much brush clearing up that is happening right now. We are feeding brush as quickly as we can into the wood chipper, and there's a wood chipper that a kind donor lets us borrow, and we're using it right now to get rid of all this brush and to create some mulch that will be put down on paths later. There's a cute little video here. It's a little time-lapse video of a group of kind volunteers who are picking away at that brush pile
In the scorching heat, mind you.
and shoving it into that wood.
Big thanks to that crew that was here to help us out.
Yeah, we have been able to resume some of our volunteer efforts. Those efforts were put on pause because, of course, Ontario was not doing so well with their COVID response, and we've been under a lockdown since what feels like a year ago. I'm sure everybody can feel that.
Just
but,
a year?
Ours is lifting on June the 14th, allegedly. So everybody keep your
Fingers crossed.
your
my
fingers
goodness me.
crossed. If you have a question you'd like it answered, please put it down in the comment feed below. We're trying to raise $100,000 this month. We want to paint the rainbow bridge. We want to
beautiful
paint
is
the bridge
that?
like a rainbow. And if we reach the goal of the $100,000 before the end of the month, we're going to have a Heath's Pride Parade here on site at the farm, and you will be invited to attend virtually. These are photos from when the big float was being dragged through the streets of Toronto. That's Steve's mom and Angie. So we're looking forward to the Pride event at the farm. I think we've covered it all. I think
so.
it's been a wonderful chat. Again, so sorry about the choppiness. I completely understand the frustrations with that. We'll try to get better bandwidth at the farm, but we are doing the best that they can offer us right now, and of course the best is all that we can do. All right, I think, oh yeah. All right, we're gonna leave you with this really cute and short video that I took a few weeks ago. The trees have leaved out a bit, but this is Denver and Pouty out in the field. Friends, thank you so much for tuning
Have an awesome
in.
day, everybody.
My name's Derek. That's Steve. We'll see you on Thursday, Fireside Chat. Bye-bye.
See you later.